Wait, mate, who's going to win the rugby, Melbourne or South Sydney on the weekend?
Warning. The following show features bets placed either by degenerates or under the supervision of degenerates. Accordingly, the hosts and the producers must insist that no one attempt to copy any bets or activity performed on this show.
Marcus fashionably late like usual.
How many episodes can Marcus be late to? Although, to be fair, you were late to the last one, so...
Was that?
Yeah. But, yeah, standard Marcus to be late to the podcast.
Like, it's a late start, and you're still not here for the late start.
He's late, as always. And also, I mean, could you get a more degen person with his bets this week?
Yeah. No spoilers, but the bet's coming up for Marcus, so...
And it's also the fact that he clearly did it out of jealousy to the fact of what we bet. Like, it's not...
Because we've both gone all in, he has to too, with the most ridiculous bets.
Yeah.
He says they're diversified, which are absolutely not.
They're not at all. Like, he's...
Whatsoever. There's
All right, he's joining.
Two legs that are the same leg.
He's joining now.
There we go. See if he'll explain himself.
No, we're going to hold it back until the end to do this.
All right.
Hello, Mr. Degen.
Hello.
Now, you mentioned before in your thing about what the Degens eat for dinner. What were you talking about?
Well, I was trying to work out what to have for dinner.
Oh.
I'm now at the supermarket actually going to buy food.
Oh, wow.
Literally.
Live from the supermarket.
Live from the supermarket.
Do you want to find someone in the supermarket to be our guest on the pod? And
Can you ask someone for a tip?
They can bet a third of our bankroll. Do it. Do it. You got to do it.
Yeah, you got to do that.
Gotta
Excuse
do
me,
it.
sir. Who would win out of the...
Well, I'll get them to pick a number between 1 and 10. How does that sound?
No, fuck that. You got to ask them who's going to win out of the Broncos and the Roosters.
What? We're in Victoria. None of them. No one knows who that is.
That's why it's even more exciting. Who's it? Oi,
All
just be
right,
like, oi, mate. Quick question: who's going to win out of the Broncos and the Roosters?
I'll ask the person standing at the checkout who's going to win. Sound good?
Yeah. Because the
Maybe
thing
we
is,
should do the Storm game though, because it's the only one we haven't bet on.
all right, Storm versus South. So Melbourne. I would just go Storm versus Souths.
Yeah.
Who do you think's going to win?
All right.
The good thing about the checkout person is they're obligated to answer too, because
They can have $50 on it, I guess.
yeah, that
Yeah,
cunt
so
better
just
fucking pick the
Our
Storm.
guest for the week, random person at the supermarket.
Yeah.
You know what's going to be classic is if they win again. Because to
Oh, yeah,
beat
they
us,
will.
essentially,
They
if that one bet wins, that's going to be enough to win.
Yeah. Or that would
And
be,
then the guest bankroll's going to win again.
Yeah. That's not hard.
Yeah.
All right. I'll ask the person at the checkout.
Yeah. So you got to
no.
prepare it when you go into the checkout. We need to have it so that it's set up for this. It can't be just. You're going to have to give us a
You
warning
reckon
too.
maybe you should just take a poll of everybody in the supermarket?
That's
You
too
see
much.
any
I
old
can't be bothered
women
doing
that you could ask.
No.
And then like use some sexy pickup line of.
All right. So I'm just I'm asking the checkout person, Melbourne or South Sydney. That's what I'm going to ask.
Well, you could just
That's
ask some
easy
old
enough
woman
to
if it hurt when she fell from heaven.
No.
All right, then an old man.
I'm trying to work out. I'm thinking chicken tenders and pasta salad for dinner tonight with some
You gotta get chocolate
chocolate
pudding.
coated paint. Oh, yeah, I've got to see if I can find some chocolate pudding, actually. I've got chocolate coated peanuts. Let's see if they got any chocolate pudding. I've got a few nuts. Don't worry about that. So.
Yep, your bets kind of come off as fucking nuts as well.
That's the whole point.
All right, shall we get started into the round?
Yes, why not? Well,
Yeah.
Before we do, I'm gonna read out a nice post that was on the TAB Facebook. So they posted today. We've just taken a $50,000 bet at $1.35 on the Roosters.
Yeah, I did say that.
Broncos.
A 50K bet.
Yeah. At $1.35, they're $1.24 now on Sportsbet.
Yeah, seems pretty short to me.
Which is also the first game of the round. Well, short, but I think pretty justified, to be honest.
It's pretty justified based on. Right, here we go.
Yeah, $1.26 on Betfair as well.
Yeah. So they actually got overs, which is pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah,
you know why?
Trade it all off right now. Easy money.
I wonder what time they took the bet, because last night there was a judiciary hearing for one of the players, Victor Radley, as to whether he would play, and he got off. And so he's playing.
So that person's gone crunch after, probably straight after. That's what's happened.
Either straight after, or they had inside info and knew it was going to happen, and then... Not that we would know if someone had inside information, but it does seem a little sus. I'd love to know the time of that bet, because if that was right around the time or slightly before.
Screw it. I can't be bothered getting chocolate pudding.
For fuck's sake. Now you're going to lose.
No, I won't.
Marcus, you wrote in your book, you actually wrote it, and you also posted it on Facebook, that you wrote, chocolate pudding is the breakfast of champions and those who just get to work on time. Now, you get to work late, you get to the podcast late, consistently, and now you don't fucking eat chocolate pudding, and that's why you never win a single bet.
I will, don't worry about that.
Well, you better.
I found the perfect person to ask.
Okay. You going to ask now?
All right, here we go. Yeah, mate. He's just walked away.
Oh, weak. Wait,
mate, who's going to win the rugby? Melbourne or South Sydney on the weekend? I'm just going to say Melbourne. Melbourne's the bet.
Melbourne?
Yeah, Melbourne's the bet.
The guy knows his shit.
He knows stuff.
You heard it here first, folks. The guy in the supermarket who lives in Melbourne and therefore obviously picked Melbourne because Marcus didn't fucking ask Storm or South like he was supposed to. The guy picked Melbourne.
Well, that's probably for the best.
It is for the best for us. It also puts us in a fucking difficult position where this person should have a massive leg up over us in the guest betting. That is perfect. Does it get more degen than asking some random in a supermarket to pick your bets for you? Yeah. All right. So,
well, there you go. The guest bankroll $50 on the Storm. Done.
What? He dropped out.
And now Marcus is left.
Obviously, we went back to get the guy's number because, you know, he picked the guy specifically.
Oh, well, I'm sure he'll come back.
Yeah, he's back now.
Yeah.
Supermarkets aren't necessarily known to have the best internet reception, so. Are you paying?
Sorry. Yes.
Well, ask the machine what it wants to bet. Can you please ask the machine?
The self-service machine does not know what.
Well, ask it. It might tell you.
It said print a receipt.
You didn't ask it, though. Just ask
I
it.
think the guest bankroll has been exhausted now, James. If we want any money combined between us next week, we can't have any more bets.
Fine. All right. Getting into the our bets. So let's start it off. So we have the Broncos versus the Roosters to kick it off on Thursday night. Anyone got any bets in this?
Yes, I do. As part of my multi, I have got the line over under double. I think from memory, it was. I just better make sure I've actually got my wallet when I've walked out of the shop.
Maybe that guy took it.
No, I've got everything thankfully. So I've taken. I think it's the Roosters -7.5 and over. Was it 37.5 points?
Yeah, 37.5 points. Yep.
So that's as part of one or two of my multis.
Yeah, we can get into the full multi later on, but we'll go through it game by game. So, you're expecting there to be more scoring this week after betting the under on every game last week, which somehow didn't get up?
I actually expect Sydney to score more than 40 points this week. That's what I expect to happen.
Well, why didn't you bet Sydney to score over 40 points?
Expect one team to score over 40 points.
I mean, it does make sense to some degree because they are absolute heavy favorites. Yeah, the line for this game is 10.5.
Yeah, 40 points is a lot of points.
Yeah, I think Sydney are going to smash this game, to be honest. So, because I watched them last week and they looked bloody good. So,
and the Broncos were pretty shit.
And the Broncos have lost players as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They seem pretty bad.
And with this new 6 again rule, I reckon that's just going to mean that they're just going to keep slamming points in like there's no tomorrow. So
yeah, and I did some thing and found out that so they reckon the reason why the overs didn't get up last week is more because people missed so many kicks.
Well, that's what I said.
A shitload of kicks missed.
I said teams would be rusty. That's why I thought that's why I went unders with all, is because I thought the teams would be rusty. And like,
there is some logic to it, even though it's a fucking moronic bet.
And how many? I mean, we watched heaps of
6 out of 8.
Week. Yeah, we watched basic. No, but how many games last week did we see scenarios where there was like a pass that could have gone in for a try, and it just things got missed? That definitely probably cost points.
And clearly that random in the supermarket knew that, because, I mean, a lot of people are saying that the Storm could have actually won that game, except for the fact that they fucked up.
Won the game.
Yeah. And obviously that guy knew, so
the Storm, I watched the back half of that Storm game. They had like 3 chances to score tries and they just fucked it up.
Yeah, I think Canberra defended very well, though, to be fair.
Did, but
Canberra played well, but it was very close to being a lot closer game.
But I think the Storm had, it was like 3 or 4 attempts to actually win. So have they fucking closed for me to get into my street? What the fuck? You've got to be fucking kidding me. I've got to go around. I don't want to go around. I want to go straight through.
Ask the construction crew who they think's going to win.
And they're building a freaking path. They're not actually doing anything on the road, and they're not here. Fucking hell.
Oh, there you go.
If you're that level of degen...
Road rage live on the
Oh, I can only do this while I'm in the car, otherwise I'd wake up my kid.
Especially with that anger.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck, get out of the way, you piece of shit. Sorry, another driver going past.
Ask him for a tip.
No, I don't want to actually run over the St Kilda player who just ran past it either. So I better actually concentrate what I'm.
You should, and then we'll get on the bets.
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
the pod live, and then.
Definitely the thing you should do.
It'd only work if I actually took out someone significant at St Kilda, but I don't know anyone who's a significant enough player to actually take out, to be honest.
Yeah, they're already underdogs against the Bulldogs in the first game, so I just check quickly.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows who's going to win that match? To be honest.
Maybe
well, you just said how shit St Kilda are, and you just said that it wouldn't be.
Motivational speech.
Huh?
and then we back St Kilda. Go give the guy motivational speech.
No, I don't like I'm not a massive fan of the coach, to be honest.
Okay. Well, you also said that this guy, it would be irrelevant. There's no one there important enough that if you ran them over, it wouldn't affect the game. And yet you're saying that you don't know who would win in the game.
Well, because I think the Dogs are rubbish as well, to be honest. So.
But then, regardless, if you ran over a fucking player...
Yeah, but they could be.
Think through the logic.
They could be They may not even make the starting 22, for all I know.
Not when you're done with them.
Yeah, that's true.
You should have got a tip off him.
Oh God. Anyway, moving on to the next game.
Next week, can we get you walking around training, asking them for tips?
Oh, I can go and stand.
Can you ask him, hey mate, you gonna win? And then just be like, there we go, everyone. We heard on the pod first, they're gonna win.
And he's gone.
He's gone.
He's off to give
here.
a motivational speech. Oh no, he's still there.
No, I'm here.
I thought you'd gone to give a motivational speech, but I guess not.
No, I can't go anywhere near that football club at the moment because it's cordoned off with a barrier because of the COVID-19.
They got to keep him out.
Yeah, they got to keep me out. Literally.
The club's got a restraining order against him.
That wouldn't surprise me, to be honest.
I reckon if there's a week where we lose a bet. And because of St Kilda, you should go down there at training on the pod and yell at them and hurl at you.
I will. I absolutely will. I will.
All right. Look forward to it.
I mean, you gotta still have money to win.
And I'll be at like 9 a.m. in the morning, so I'll wake the neighbourhood up as well. Just because.
You cost me my multi, you dickhead!
Definitely got to bet St Kilda the first week AFL's back then.
Well, it's only fucking 1 week away.
If is it
next week?
Oh, really?
Next week. Yeah.
Next week we'll be betting on AFL, and he'll be able to go over there and abuse him. That's why him running the guy over would have actually had an impact.
Well, I mean, I think if you run the guy over, he's going to be out for more than 1 week. But
yeah, but we would get the news first.
In 2 weeks, I don't think so.
But the thing is, we would get the news first before it's even hit the media.
Run
we would
him
be
over
on the...
and then straight away get on the line.
Yeah. We would smash the shit out of the line on this
podcast. How much money that
podcast.
is? Just go kneecap the best player and then immediately
And record yourself doing it on a podcast for betting. With like $500 in the account, so we're gonna win like $500 or something. You take some guy out for literally pretty much destroy a guy's life for $500.
$500. Right, what's the next game? What's the next game we're punting on?
The next game is Penrith versus the Warriors.
No. I looked at this game. No.
I've taken the Warriors here.
Me too, and then I'm like regretting it already.
I thought about it, but no.
Yeah, but the Warriors are even shitter, and they lost players to injury.
Yeah, they still somehow won last week, so winning form is good.
Hang on, the Warriors beat no one though. They beat a fucking terrible Dragons side.
All right.
The Dragons have only won 2 games in the last 15, and they're both against the Gold Coast.
With the team I was thinking of that were terrible, so I got the teams mixed up. So that's really good stuff.
I mean, and the Warriors are already
Penrith
well out.
That team in red, but it's not. It's the Dragons.
No, the Warriors have gone out even more in the last hour. So people are obviously
value.
Yeah. I think the Warriors are a good bet to potentially be ahead at halftime and win on the promo.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You're getting a big price about a team. All they need to do is be up by 4 at halftime.
Yeah.
But not for our bank account, yes, but not for our winning, our record tracking.
That's fine.
That's fine. They'll be up it.
Anyway,
sounds good.
Well, I'm keeping my $10 bet then, and you've got 25 on it, right? Or
I've got 5 on it.
5 on it, sorry.
I barely have $25 in my bank account.
Yeah. Sorry, I was missing. Yeah. Anyway, All right, next game.
Biggest bet of the weekend.
The next game we have our supermarket tipper on. That's the Storm versus Souths. So
We got our special guest off our supermarket checkout guy has bet $50 on the Storm.
the man with the inside word who we can't show.
That is the bet of the round.
He works the checkout to a couple of the players, so he knows what's going on inside.
He works at the supermarket in Melbourne, so he's got the inside running. So
Yeah. Best tipper ever.
Can't argue.
you heard it here first.
Tip of the week.
So,
Yeah, tip of the week.
tip of
You
the
heard it
week.
here
Right.
first that the $1.40 favourites are going to win.
Yep. Right.
Get juicy value like that anywhere else.
Yeah. Next,
Yeah, where else are
Right.
you going to get a tip like that?
nowhere else. Right.
All right.
Next game.
Next game, we've got the Eels versus the Eagles.
I've taken like under 40.5 points in my multi here, I think. So in this game.
Where are you? The bets are so degen, it's hard to find them. Where are we?
I've taken I think under.
Oh yeah,
I think
under 40.5 total match points.
Total match points. So.
I've taken Manly for $25.
I've taken the Sea Eagles as well.
Yeah.
But just for
Whoa.
$5 because I don't have much money left.
I think they're
Yeah.
good chance as well. Another one who are good value do. This is probably, in my opinion, a 50-50 game. That there's a good chance that they're either leading at halftime or leading at the end. So with the promo, you're gonna win. Not
Yeah, that's good.
necessarily for the fucking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're already getting a bit of value when they're underdogs.
Yeah.
You're getting value, so that's all that matters. So
Arguably, in my opinion, the best game of the week.
agreed. Right. We don't disagree with that.
All right, next
Yep.
game. North Queensland Cowboys versus the Cronulla Sharks.
No, I got nothing on this game.
I've taken the Sharks here.
Reasoning?
Reasoning is I don't think North Queensland are very good. And again, Cronulla.
Well,
I reckon
Clearly we lost the
Valentine
Riders,
Holmes.
so Cronulla it is.
I reckon Valentine Holmes will just win this game off his own bat, probably.
yeah, well, he'd have to because North Queensland are also missing their best player and probably the best player in the whole league, Jason
there you go.
Tamalolo. So,
So that's another reason to back the Sharks.
yeah,
Yeah.
although the
But-
Sharks fucking suck and are missing a
Scott
whole bunch of
they
people
Morrison
are.
got
too.
us off last week with his blue tie. All the stars are aligning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
okay.
they had people out. I mean, there's a whole bunch of shit.
I
Going
think the
bad
Scott
for him.
Morrison tie thing is the biggest critical factor in
It's
this
the
game.
biggest creep.
But what if he doesn't wear it this week?
Yeah, but he already did, so we've already got the good vibes going.
All right.
All
That's how
right.
the universe works, James.
All right.
You heard
Next
it here
game.
first. If only Marcus would listen and eat his fucking chocolate pudding, then the whole world would be on fire. But no.
The whole world is almost.
Yeah,
on fire.
that would make
To
it a
be
lot better.
honest.
Marcus eating the chocolate pudding is probably be unstoppable, but
Yep.
some of us take other things more seriously than the pod, like raising kids and stuff. It's a bit
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Jesus. All right. Our next game is the Canberra Raiders versus the Newcastle Knights.
Oh, I've taken in my multi Canberra heads up here.
Daring.
You've taken Canberra. I've taken the Knights. So
No, the Knights are no chance in this. I mean, Canberra were, even though Canberra probably shouldn't have won as much as what they did, by as much as they did last week against Melbourne, but they're still a pretty good team. So
Yeah, I've taken the Raiders, Canberra Raiders minus 7.5 for $20. Because
Yeah.
I think they're gonna smash them.
this is really interesting. So the defensive effort that the Raiders had to put in last week, off a lack of match fitness, surely that's going
The
to be
other
a problem.
part to that as well is the fact that they have to bus to the games and fly. They had to fly and were, I think, delayed in getting back on the other day. So the travel in Canberra's case is going to fuck them up. But in my opinion, it's next week is where it's going to really hit them. I think this week they'll be okay, but next week they'll be
they'll
fucked.
be okay. Yeah, because they've had such a long break that it's not really
I
going to
think
make
the
much
long break
difference.
is bad for them, to be
No,
honest.
but
They're not
no,
used
no.
to that sort of beating they just took all game last week.
yeah, but
They are. They're professional.
they're
fucking
playing on
athletes.
Sunday. This game's on Sunday, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they played Saturday night, so they've had a full 7 days. So I think they'll be right.
Yeah, but then they got to
Recovering
bust their
travel-wise.
way to Sydney for the game, even though it's a home game.
That's okay.
Although,
that's
again,
okay.
in this case, Newcastle probably have to bust their way there too, so it probably
Exactly.
flexes them as well.
Newcastle's further from Sydney than Canberra is. Canberra's an easy drive up. to
Newcastle
Sydney.
also have the injury cloud of Mitchell Pearce, who got knocked the fuck out last week, which he's named to play, but there's still a lot of doubts as to whether he's actually going to play.
I think Canberra win this
But
one.
Newcastle do have Kalen Ponga back, which is by far their best player. So ebbs and flows.
Canberra get this one done easy.
But yeah,
so.
Canberra all around are a fucking strong side.
So basically what we're saying is I'm the only one who's got the correct bet on this game.
So basically what we're
You're
saying
fucked.
is that you're completely fucked.
Yeah.
I think we should send Marcus back into the supermarket to ask the guy his opinion. Or would you mind driving to a supermarket in Sydney and asking their opinion because that's where the game is?
Yeah. I'll drive to a supermarket in Sydney and asking someone's opinion about a game that isn't between a team that is actually in Sydney at all.
But the game is played in Sydney, and that's all that
Doesn't
counts.
matter. Yeah, true. All right. Anyway, moving on. Andrew, you're screwed for that bet. Let's be honest. So.
We'll see.
We will see.
No, you're
I'm
fucked.
confident.
Anyway, next game.
Marcus is in such a hurry to finish
I've also
this.
got like a $3 shot, so I'm getting the odds.
I've got to actually have some dinner at some point. So.
Well, you could have planned it better. I mean, you've known.
I can't plan shit when you've got to look after a 12-week-old kid. So there's no planning when that happens. So.
You can. You tell him, I'm going at this time, so shut the fuck up and act like a man. Tell him to man up.
Playing poker.
Tell him you got to have a couple of beers to relax after a hard day of looking after him because he's so lazy.
A hard day of me doing absolutely nothing. So.
Yeah, but he needs to stop being so lazy and take some accountability for himself.
Anyway, moving on. Andrew's playing poker, so.
The next game that we have, winning over there.
Yes.
Are you winning?
Am I winning? Well, it's a tournament. You start with 10K. I've got 41K-ish.
Okay, he's doing okay.
decent.
That's all right. Not bad.
I love that we can just see Marcus's teeth. Really nice.
It's a good view. Yeah.
I'm always going for the creepy look.
Yeah, I probably couldn't get any creepier than this.
Yeah.
All right, the next game that we have is the biggest bet of the round: Gold Coast Titans versus West Tigers.
Yeah, I've taken halftime, full-time double in my all my multis for this one.
Of the Titans.
In my multi for this one. No, Tigers.
Damn, it would have been fun if you did. I have gone all in with my final $62.47 on the Tigers. I'd also bet $25 on the Tigers. So that brings $25 at minus 6.5. So that brings the grand total to.
So we've got like $120. No, like $150 riding on this match, basically.
Yeah. Well, I have a shitload more because I bet during the game last week. So I got the West Tigers at $1.52, and also the line at minus 4.5 during last week's game.
Oh yeah, that's smart.
And then obviously it's gone way in now. So the Tigers are $1.37, and the line is 6.5. So
what was it that happened that made you want to bet them last week?
The Titans are fucking terrible,
They are
and the
awful.
Tigers were fairly decent. So
just form.
The Titans are genuinely.
the Titans
bad.
shouldn't be in the NRL. Like,
yeah, it seems impossible to have a professional sports team in the Gold Coast. To be honest. It just doesn't seem to work.
Like whatever the fuck it is about that, it doesn't work. And also, not only were they absolutely fucking terrible, but they've now taken a bunch of players out again. So, I mean, you've got literally half a non-NRL side. Also, part of it is also not their fault. Like, they lost their best player, arguably, had to go back to England due to the COVID situation. So, and they were shit when they had the guy. So, go back into it now. Well, they've got no fucking hope.
Yeah, it's even worse.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So we're all on the fact that West Tigers are going to comfortably win, basically. So
Yeah.
Well, I didn't place a bet on this game, but I'm liking the reading.
So all right, next
All
match.
right. Then we have the holiday game, the fucking terrible game of
I didn't bet on
Canterbury
this.
Bulldogs versus St. George Illawarra Dragons.
Is anyone on this match at all?
Yeah, I backed the
Pretty sure you are,
Bulldogs. I put $25 on the Bulldogs.
I'm not. No,
Seems like the kind of game you would get in.
it's so shit. I was like, forget it.
Well, yeah, that would be the reason to bet unders on this game.
Yeah.
There's two things on unders in this game, which I haven't taken, but if I took the extra time to do, I would, is the fact that there's that and it's supposed to rain. And the line is at 38.5, so it's a fairly solid bet.
Okay. If I knew it was going to rain, I'd probably take the unders, but anyway, I'll leave it.
I mean, it's no guarantee, but it's expected to, and that alone is going to...
Yeah, going to fuck with things.
So that's some extra value outside of our exact bets.
Yes. Right.
All right,
Is that all
now,
the NRL?
That is all of the NRL. Now, I think, Marcus, you have one bet outside of NRL, so let's go to that first.
Well, it's part of my do we want to just go through my multis?
Yeah. Let's go through your multis.
All right. So I have 3 multis.
I think it's important first as well to note that you have $100 going into this.
Yes.
You have our bet outstanding.
Yes. And I have I've done what's called a system 234 for multis.
Okay.
So in this case, it's actually a system 235. So
even in your shitty system, you've managed to fuck it up.
Yes, correct. So I've taken West Tigers halftime full time. I'm trying to do this off the top of my head as memory. I've taken.
Hang on. Okay, so your $50 multi we'll start with. You've taken West Tigers. Which one are you going first?
We'll go with the $50 multi to start with, the 5-legger.
So you have $100 left with $5 outstanding in a bet to me, but you have $100 left to actually bet, and you've taken fucking a $50 multi.
Yes. Read out what it is.
With, in theory, what is that? Like fucking, I mean, the amount of actual legs to it versus, it's deceptive because most of the legs are double legs.
Well,
so it's only...
It was meant to be like one into the next based on a whole bunch of stuff. So.
Okay. So you got West Tigers full-time, half-time, which is a good bet.
I've taken West Tigers full-time, half-time. It was like $1.80 or something, so I thought that was pretty good. Then I've got it in front of me now. I've got Sydney Roosters -7.5 and over 37.5 points total line in Brisbane v Sydney. So I think Sydney are going to win by, as I said, I think Sydney are going to win by plenty. So
sound reasoning.
That's why I took that.
Those two I agree with.
I've taken under 40.5 points in Parramatta against Manly. I didn't think either of those two teams were that great last week. So
are you fucking moronic? Like, do you understand? That's like the two best sides last week by a mile that fucking dominated their games, and you're saying you didn't think they were very good.
Sorry, Parramatta did well, but anyway, whatever. Moving on.
Both teams won fucking easily.
Anyway, I don't think between them they'll get over 40 points. So
both teams won extremely easily and fucking dominated, and could have probably if they were tested, they could have probably played better. But I mean, they did about as well as you could expect for a team to play.
Anyway, then I've taken Canberra head-to-head against Newcastle. And then I've taken... There's a horse going around in the first race at Flemington on Saturday called Prosado. That's running in a 1,000-metre race up the straight that has won its last 2 occasions up the straight over the 1,000 metres. So I've just taken that to run a place because I think it's basically for me, that's an absolute certainty. So
I like we've heard this before. Absolute certainty.
this one is an absolute certainty. So do you boys remember the time I laid a horse risking $1,000 to try and win $6?
How can we forget that?
I believe, didn't you get up to 5,000 to win 6, or you're almost at that point?
Almost. Anyway, this was the horse that won the race so that I could win, basically. So that's why I'm backing it to run a place.
So you're backing it just because it beat you previously?
Yes.
One of $6 in the past, James. Like, favorite horse.
Exactly. So I've got that multi going for $50.
This is the most degen shit I've ever heard. I hope like fuck it gets to that race, because that is going to be one almighty fucking race.
No, that race is Saturday morning, so that won't be the last leg.
Okay, but still, it'll be fucking exciting if it is still alive.
So then I've got another $25 multi. So I've taken.
Hang on. I think West Tigers is like the last game, so that's going to be fucking massive for us. It's one of the last.
It'll be huge.
It's the second last game.
Everything in the account on that game, basically.
Yeah, basically. Basically, our account is broke if that game doesn't get up, if he's still alive at that point.
Yeah. The second multi I've taken is for
$25, you should say.
For $25, I've taken the Sydney, the under 40s, and the Canberra bet that I've taken in the previous multi. And then in my last multi, which is for another $25, I've taken the under 40s in the Para-Manly match and Canberra heads up. So they're my multis that are going to win this week.
Now, considering you haven't won a single bet, do you think it's very smart to go all in on these multis?
Absolutely it is.
And I think that the lesson for everyone out there is you can't get much more degen than someone who, because Andrew and I submitted our tips first and we went all in, but we spread our bets out across multiple things. Because Marcus saw that we went all in, he just decided he was going to go all in. And that is basically the most degen thing you can ever do, which I think it has to go to our list of degen punting rules, is that if your friends go all in, you must too.
Yeah.
So that's number 3 on our degen punting life rules.
What's the first 2 again, just for our listeners?
Hang on. If your friends go all in, you must too. So number 1, we have do not bet against a team that puts sex dolls in their stands.
Yeah.
Number 2, you'll probably lose, so it's important to celebrate the near wins.
The near wins.
And that's very important for Marcus, because obviously his chance of
Yeah, that 6 out of 8 multi was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't really talked enough about how good that was, to be honest.
Well, I mean, he kept bragging about how well it was going. Even though it lost on like the 3rd leg.
Yeah.
4th leg, I think it was, and it only lost by half a point, unfortunately.
Now, I have another rule.
Sweat till Sunday.
I have another rule for people, for punting/life rules. And this happened to me this week, is that you always need to check the state revenue office in case you have unclaimed winnings from bets that you don't even know about, because it turns out that at some point I never claimed $740, and the things listed are like lottery and gambling winnings. So
really,
yeah, so I had to file paperwork to prove I'm me, and then sent the thing off.
How the fuck do you do that?
I'll
send you the link. You probably should do it, because I'm sure there's a good chance that you have money.
Best though, so Marcus won't have any.
I'm going to check that out.
I read this article and then I checked it thinking, oh, there's no way I'll have it, and then I did.
Can you post a link in the description for the podcast as well for all the listeners out there as well?
I will. Yes.
Yeah.
We're giving back to the community.
Giving back to the community. Solid community advice.
We're giving you tips from our secret insider who works in the supermarket, and then we're giving you tips on how to claim
Financial advice on how to claim money back.
I'm no financial advisor, but I guarantee you that's better than any accountant can tell you on a quick way to get some money that you may have.
That is true. Absolutely. Right. Is there anything else we need to cover?
Yeah, we've got Andrew's bets.
All right. What's
Did
Andrew?
we do all of your bets there?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we
he only
covered
has
them
3
all, yeah.
bets.
Yeah, that's all
How
right.
do you have 4 bets?
He has 3 bets of that equals $100 on fucking 3 multis.
Wait up. This might be my last hand at the tournament.
You're gonna fast.
Oh dear.
Can you commentate this?
ahead.
Can you commentate?
Oh no. Hey!
You got
So,
commentary.
Dude opened MP. I had 4s from the hijack with like 17 big blinds. I rejammed. Guy in the small blind over rejams with ace-jack offsuit. Opener folds. Flop comes ace-ace king, so I'm pretty dead. But miracle 4 on the turn.
That's filthy.
And then there's a 7 on the river, and it gets better. 7 on the river, the guy who opened, who folded,
Would have had
shows
sevens.
pocket 7s.
Oh! Wow.
Oh, filth.
So there we go.
Well done.
I'm back up to like 30 big blinds now.
That works.
Still alive. All right, so my bets then.
Yes.
So my first bet, K-League Soccer. So K-League Soccer, it's got to be my bet of the
Which is
round.
Korea for everyone.
Everybody
If you're not
knows
smart
this.
enough to figure out the K stands for Korea.
So
Could be ketamine soccer.
in the
Could be Kazakhstan.
Nah, ketamine would be better.
Kyrgyzstan, even better. So I've got the Inchin United match again. This time against Gang One. So
You're a
I
bit
realised
stubborn
after-
on this fucking team.
You are stubborn with your United.
well, I'm not that stubborn because I've decided what's going to happen is Gang One away. They'll start slowly. So Inchin United are going to be ahead at halftime, but
Yeah.
I've realised that Inchin United cannot defend, and so by the end of the game they will lose. So I'm taking Inchin United ahead at halftime, but Gang One to win for $2 in the half.
So you don't think that the fact they can't defend might impact the first half?
Not so much, because Gang One are a team that, if you've done your form, James, start very slowly. Their first half form is not good. So Inchin United were in some sort of goal scoring form last week, even though they ended up conceding 4 or 5, whatever it was.
They did kick an amazing goal.
So
They
for anyone
kicked
out
one
there,
amazing
there you
goal.
go, bit of the round.
Better the round. So you put $2 on that.
Oh yeah, well, $2 on bet of the round is okay.
You've come
Returning-
in
it's returning like
$36.15. Yeah.
So it's paying like $26 last I checked. So good value bet out there for all the punters.
Sounds good.
All right,
Thanks, bet.
now no more to say about that one.
No.
No,
No
we're
extra
all in
comment?
on
All
it
right,
with you.
sounds good.
We're all
Now
going
I
to
got-
follow you.
I got three more.
Unless Marcus wants to go back to the supermarket and ask for their advice on it.
Who's gonna win in Okay, so now I have a few German Bundesliga multis. So I'll start with which one? I'll start with the $5 one, the 3-leg one, which is Eintracht Frankfurt to win, Hoffenheim to win, and Bayern Munich to win. Should I go through all the games or just say?
Yeah, I think you should. We
All
wanna
right,
know why.
I'll have to pull it all up again then. Where are we? We are Bundesliga. So we started with Eintracht. Eintracht not in the game tonight. Oh, this is coming out tomorrow. So Eintracht play tonight as well. But it's not that game. So it is the Eintracht Frankfurt game against Mainz. I think Mainz are actually going to get relegated. There you go. So that's another hot tip for anyone out there. Who's interested in a bit of value, Mainz to get relegated is probably quite a good bet.
We asked the guy in the supermarket.
Eintracht are a much better team than Mainz. Their form has been terrible, but they just won last week. And their best is a lot better. They're paying $1.83 right now. That's
I really think that we should send Marcus back to the supermarket to ask who he thinks is going to get relegated in Bundesliga. Don't give them any options either.
This is the thing. It's interesting, right? So Paderborn
what's the bet they'd say Bayern München?
Bayern München?
Bayern München. What's the bet they'd say Bayern Munich?
Bayern München?
I reckon most people will have heard of Bayern Munich.
I don't know. I reckon the average person wouldn't have. People that have... Anyone that's played FIFA or something like that to that level as the minimum, yeah, you have. But I think like the average person on the street would barely know.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably it depends where exactly you're going. What sort of area? What sort of people are around that area?
Scummy areas.
Scummy areas wouldn't know. But yeah, so
the less educated among us aren't aware of Bayern
Can we
Munich.
get Bundesliga relegation on Sportsnet?
We get to watch Marcus make his dinner.
That's correct.
Or watch a bag slowly fall. Look at it fall, everyone. This is riveting stuff. The bag is slowly but surely falling towards, I'm guessing, the tabletop.
It is correct.
Ah, you ruined it.
Yeah, I know. Because
we should have bet on how long it takes the bag to fall. All right, next game.
Can you bet futures on Sportsbet?
Possibly.
I'm trying to find it. I'm just interested. I don't think Betfair have relegation.
Quite often the relegation ones are only towards the end, so it depends. But
well, I found futures, so we'll find out.
Yep.
Outright betting, 7 markets.
You can bet on the next Man United
you can
director
bet, you
of football.
can bet on. Yeah, here we go. So you can bet on relegation. Here we go. Mine's for $2.77 to get relegated.
Well, there we go. Are you going to bet on next permanent England women's manager? Emma Hayes is the heavy favorite. Oh wait, no, she's equal with Jill Ellis.
Yeah, I'm probably not interested in touching that market, to be honest.
Too much competition.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, mine's $2.77 to get relegated.
That's happening. They are rubbish.
Well, they're just in bad form, and the teams around them are playing okay. I think actually Werder Bremen are actually playing quite well now.
Yeah, how are they playing?
Even Dusseldorf.
I don't understand.
Even Dusseldorf, yeah, interesting one. Anyway, I'll get back to the bets. No more live bets on the pod. So, Eintracht Frankfurt to beat Mainz for all of those reasons is the first leg. Second leg is Hoffenheim. The thing about Hoffenheim, they're playing Dusseldorf. Dusseldorf in the relegation playoff spot right now. Hoffenheim are 7th on the table. So, again, Hoffenheim's best is much better than Dusseldorf's best. They're paying $2.40. I think part of the reason...
Marcus just says agree to everything.
Well,
this is like, yeah, agree.
No, I watched Hoffenheim the other day and they were good. So.
Yeah, well, none of these teams have been overly consistent, to be honest. Leverkusen have been recently, to be fair, and then obviously Bayern and Dortmund. But $2.40 for Hoffenheim, I think it's just because they're away. The data says so far the home advantage in the Bundesliga has been decreased. Again, small sample size.
If anything, the opposite. They were saying that the home advantage, it's a disadvantage almost at this point.
Yeah, so Hoffenheim $2.40 for away team. They're much better than Dusseldorf. So that's probably a reasonable price about Hoffenheim. So that's why I've taken them. And then we have Bayern Munich last leg away to Leverkusen. But the thing is, Bayern are fighting for a title, and they're paying $1.40. So I just don't. I just see that being too big a prize for Bayern when they're
That's a
playing.
certainty almost.
Like, I mean, Leverkusen are a good team and they're actually playing well, but $1.40 when it's been like they're not going to lose focus. So I just think $1.40 is quite a big price there. So that's the reason I've gone for Bayern.
Agreed.
So that's my first $5 multi. Those 3 legs.
Well,
Now-
on a side note, I just found that you can same game multi Vietnamese V League 2. So I'm getting on in my own account Pho Hien FC to win into over 2.5 goals into Pho Hien FC and the draw double chance. So paying $3.10.
First goal scorer markets by any chance?
I think they do. Where are we? Both teams to score, correct score. Other markets.
Yeah, this Reddit player is just like actually not even in the team anymore.
They don't have one.
Being
Unfortunately,
transferred a month ago.
they don't have it. Unfortunately, it's a bit
Can't
bullshit.
say I'm surprised.
I'm fucking stunned that they have the same game multi market. But fuck it, I'm on it.
Yeah, I'd be much more surprised if they actually had, say, like a first goal scorer market in a game like that.
I'm stunned that they have a fucking same game multi on a fucking Vietnamese V League 2.
Yeah, well, the thing about same game multi is it's not like it's helping them if you bet these ridiculous multis. So.
Valid. All right, next game.
All right, so that's my $5 multi. I also have a $3 multi. First leg is Werder Bremen. So I think Werder Bremen are going to survive the drop, and I think Mainz are going to be the team to replace them. Paying $3.40 against a Wolfsburg team who, again, they're okay, but $3.40 seems like a very big price for a team fighting for their life in the Bundesliga. So that's the reason I've gone for them. They're also playing against Eintracht tonight, so it'll be interesting to see.
I think Marcus might be getting pegged live on the pod. There's to be a lot of commotion going over there, and
There is
going dark.
So we want to just be quiet for a minute or two and listen in.
I mean, it
There's
sounds like a
stuff
pegging
going
to
on.
me.
There's stuff going on everywhere here at the moment.
And you're getting pants, you're getting crutch cam as well, just for good measure.
So we're looking at your dick right now.
Yes.
So we're looking at your dick while you're getting pegged from behind.
Yes.
Wow.
It's the content that the viewers want to see.
They do.
Exactly.
Adding value. Get the odd occasional flash of like, oh.
You got to give them what they want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, says the person who didn't fucking buy chocolate pudding. When that's clearly what the fans want. All right, next bet.
All right, so the next bet is the Union Berlin against Schalke. So this leg, I've taken 1-1 specifically.
This
like
multi is going to be paying a fuckload.
Well, the big one is. The big one's paying like 1,000.
Fuck. All right.
The other ones, I don't remember what they're paying.
Swinging for the fences like Marcus.
Yeah, okay. So, all right. So if you've been watching the Bundesliga, you'll realize that Schalke have been struggling to score goals recently.
Schalke have been playing crap.
Yeah, they have. They haven't been good. They've been struggling to score goals. But the thing is, Union Berlin, they're not exactly a good team. But they've shown, like, somewhat capable, right? Now, stat also is that Union Berlin have drawn the first half in 5 of the 6 home matches against middle third teams, as have Schalke in 6 out of 8 away matches against bottom 6 teams. So, for that reason, I feel like the first half, every chance will be 0-0 or 1-0 either way. It will be a tight game. And then 1-1, paying $6 last podcast. 1 in 6 times, I'm backing this to be a 1-1 draw. So I think that's a value bet. And that's the reason I've taken that.
Sounds good.
And then the final leg of this multi is Augsburg against Cologne. I've taken over 2.5 goals in this game. Reason being over 2.5 goals in 10 out of 11 Augsburg home matches against middle third teams, and over 3.5 goals in 10 of the 19 Augsburg home matches. Colin have also lost the first half in 10 of 14 away matches. And
Marcus, can you start doing a cooking show in the background? I feel like people need to know your recipes and.
I have my pre-made pasta salad.
And how did you put it together?
The guy who gave me the hot tip at the supermarket made it for me.
What a good bloke. Winning us money.
He's a legend of a bloke.
I feel like next week you got to go back to him and thank him.
I will, don't worry. I will go back to the supermarket at the exact time.
Actually, you should ask him for a tip for the MasterChef winner. Because we can bet on that, and I feel like he would know.
Haven't we already got a bet on MasterChef?
No, we don't. It's one of the reality shows we don't have a bet on. So,
okay. What did we bet on?
We bet on The Voice Australia, and we've also bet on the next James Bond.
Yeah.
Very reasonable.
I'll see what I can do next week.
All right. Look forward to it. All right. So that's my $3 multi. And then my final multi is all in for $2.15. It was all of those Bundesliga games I just mentioned, but also taking Freiburg at home against Gladbach, paying $4.20. Again, just the reason for this one is the price. No other reason. $4.20 for a team. Freiburg aren't a bad team. $4.20 at home is just too big. That's it.
I thought Freiburg would crap.
I mean, okay, so they're 8th on the table right now. Their form hasn't been that good, but they're paying $4.20. It's just, the price is just huge, so I'm happy to take that. That's a bit of a pun.
Are there any chance of playing European football?
Of European, yeah. They're a chance. They're not going to play Champions League, but they can get into it.
Okay.
I mean, they probably won't.
I think it's important when you've got no money left in your account to just bet the value, not what you think is going to win.
Yeah. Well, I mean, value bets are the only bets in the long run that are good bets. So.
That's what the guy in the supermarket says.
Yeah.
I mean, we could all just copy the guy in the supermarket's bet. I guess we could have done that.
But then we wouldn't have a pod.
I prefer to branch out and be a bit of an individual thinker. So
it'd be funny that I get my bets from my local supermarket. Just walk in there and ask them who do you think's going to win this game.
Well, Andrew,
I don't
next
think
week
there's
we go
anything
down.
better than having the guest bankroll be some random from the supermarket. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Perfect for this podcast.
Any time where we can bring in just complete randoms.
Yeah, it's better that they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, that's the whole point. We don't want some fucking expert. We want someone who doesn't even know what the sport is. The less they know, the more exciting and the better. I believe
Agreed.
Roy's quote was sports ball injuries or something. You need the sympathy, so you should get behind them or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. They have the sympathy when there's injuries.
Yeah. So everyone out there should be betting on the teams with injuries.
Seems
Bit
logical.
of the opposite strat that we've taken in some of our games. But
Oh, fuck, that's classic.
Right, have we got any more bets to go on?
That's all of my bets.
So
right.
all three of us are all in this week.
Yep.
So
All
we could be completely fucked. I mean, there's a very good chance that Marcus has no money left. There's a good chance.
Marcus, yeah.
I would not be
the NBN bet against you. Marcus will not have money left.
Yeah, and it's almost going to get to a point where I might need to sympathy call the NBN and tell them to go fuck themselves so that they don't turn up.
All right,
You're not
Marcus
gonna
can
show up
borrow
anyway.
like $10 from the guest bankroll next week or something.
Yeah. He might have to go back to the supermarket and ask the guy if he can borrow some for some bets. I think that's the best way to do it. You got to go ask the guy at the supermarket for money for it.
I will next week.
Only if he gives you approval and a tip
No,
do you get to
I'm
bet.
going to have to ask for some groceries. So
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we got all the bets on.
Yes.
we got everything on.
And
Let's
hopefully
see how
by
this
next
weekend
week we can start going live.
Start
That would
going
be
live streaming with our $10 bankrolls.
Yeah, we
Betting
already
like
lost
50
our
cents
entire
a race.
bankroll before the AFL starts, and I mean, we're literally going to have to get Marcus to hit someone for $10 so that St Kilda will lose.
Well, maybe we should actually work out right now exactly what the rules are for busting.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a
Let's
percentage.
we'll work that out. There's going to be
No,
some
we
sort
should
of
do it
penalty.
now,
Yeah,
I think.
it's got to be a percentage of the bankroll, guest bankroll. But if all three of us go, we can't fucking. How the fuck are we going to do that?
I think it should start with a third. If we ever have, that excess money in the account,
Yeah.
you can borrow a third of that excess money. So that way, if we all bust, we all get a third of it.
Yeah. So it's currently at $40. So
Yeah. Okay. So what's that? Like $13, right? So
Yeah.
you get to
30,
borrow.
33.
If it stays at that,
Don't
you
forget
get
the
to borrow.
33 because that's fucking valuable in this case.
That's true. So you get to borrow the $13, right? And then
And 33 cents.
Okay, you get to borrow $13.33, right? And let's say you profit $10. Your bankroll next week is $10, not $23.33. So the money gets returned. It's just a
Okay.
loan.
Yeah.
It's
Fair
like a
enough.
no interest loan.
What
I
if you
think
get to
that's what
zero?
And if there's no excess, it's the same thing, but it's from the guest bankroll. You borrow a third of the guest bankroll.
Nah, that's unfair because then you get much more if you get the guest bankroll.
Yeah, but it's only if there's no excess. So let's say Marcus busts and he busts $13.33.
Okay, so this week Marcus busts. Next week he gets
Next
the
week he gets to
$13.33.
borrow $8 from the guest bankroll, and then the week after that it'll be like what?
That's from the
$6
guest
off.
bankroll from the excess though.
Sorry, from the excess. Sorry.
Yeah.
So
But
it's actually going to be really hard to bust the excess.
It is unless all three of us take it. Because
Yeah.
if we all bust this week, then we're using 100% of the excess, which means then there is no excess the week after. We're all into the guest thing where we're actually encouraged to lose because you'd have to 5 by your money to actually
Encouraged to lose.
Yeah.
Let's work this out on Tuesday. I think that's the best
I
thing
think
to do.
it's still the best way to do it.
Probably, yeah.
I don't really see an alternative, to be honest.
Unless we set an amount out of the guest bankroll you got, like $20. A third or $20 or something like that.
Yeah, seems reasonable.
A third plus $20.
No. A third or like $20 total.
Yeah, no. See, I still think a third of the excess is good because, unless
Third
we
of the
all
excess
bust,
is great, right? But
Unless we
it's
all
if we
bust.
bust the excess is where it becomes a fucking problem.
Yeah, but do you realize how hard it is to bust the excess when every week a third of it is going to be less and less and less
If
and
the
less?
Tigers lose this week, we're all looking at fucking being on that. But yeah, it's a hypothetical, I guess, so we can worry about that when we get
I
to
think
that.
a third of the excess.
Okay.
I think that's the way to go.
Let's work it out on Tuesday. I think we'll know
A
then.
third of the
Because
excess.
the thing is, right, unless we all bust, let's just say Marcus and I bust and you still have money left, right?
Yeah.
There's still going to be a third of that excess left, and then it just means next week there'll be like $6, and then we both get $2 to bet with.
Yeah. But then I don't think it's fair that you then go to the guest bankroll after that to then get whatever.
Well, I mean, it's not so much fair. It's just that we've got no other option.
But I think you shouldn't get a third of the guest bankroll at that point. You should get like $25 or something. If you
I
dip
think a
into
third of the guest bankroll's okay. Remember, it's only on loan. You don't get to keep it.
yeah, but when Marcus
Let's
loses
say
it
you
all,
borrow $50 from the guest bankroll, yeah, and you have one winning
let's say
bet.
that in 2 weeks Marcus has borrowed $50 from the guest bankroll and lost it. And then now he's down.
Then after that, he gets $33.
Yeah, he's
Well,
just going to kill the fucking guest bankroll so that
Yeah,
guests
but
can
you
never
realise
bet.
how slowly he's going to kill it when it's a third of a diminishing amount every week.
It's not
It's
going
not
to be
like
very
it's 50,
long.
It's not like it's $50 every week. It'll be
Hang on,
50,
but
then
we're talking
33.
about in like 4 weeks, he's going to fucking blow out a fairly decent amount of it. You're looking at it from if...
Do you realise how hard it is to bust a third every week?
Do you realize how bad Marcus is at gambling? We're talking about someone who went all in just because we did. He got jealous and then...
I mean, I'm pretty sure being massive degens is part of the fun of the podcast, to be honest.
If we get down to bankrolls of like 30 cents on the guest roll between us all, we have to have like a 10-cent bet on fucking some random AFL multi.
Yeah.
Try to win our way out of it.
How good is that? That's perfect.
Yeah.
I don't think that can be argued. I think that's actually perfect.
Yeah.
The only
I agree.
other thing we could do is you only get a third of the excess, and if there is no excess, you don't get to bet. But I think a third of the guest is fine.
No, you-
because, like,
Yeah.
the thing is, right, if you get a third, like, it's unlikely that we're going to get a spot where there isn't excess.
Not with the way Marcus is going, and if this round goes the wrong way, we could all be fucked.
Well, that's all right. If we're all fucked, who cares?
Yeah,
It's fun of it.
All right. We just let it ride.
Yes.
Yeah.
Enjoy Marcus's degeneracy.
Yeah. So Marcus can have a third of the excess.
Yeah.
I think that works. Because he's obviously going to lose, but it means he'll have $13 to gamble.
Unless this week had some massive hurdles in it, but who knows?
We may have a massive excess at the end of the week, and then
Well-
we'll have like more than me to gamble with.
Hang on,
even though he's
if
fun.
the Tigers lead by 4 at halftime and then lose, then there's gonna be a shitload in the excess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
then he'll have $40 to pay.
yeah. So there's that.
We'll work it out on Tuesday.
We could do a rule that you're not allowed to bet multis with the excess.
No, but then you're gonna be betting fucking $1 on every game. Like you gotta bet $1.30 on some shitty team to win.
Yeah, well, that's what you got to do to get your bankroll back if you lost the entire thing. You
Yeah, but-
run your bankroll to $0. You got to bet 20 cents on a $1.50 favorite. Cop that. Next week you can have your dollar and put it on a multi.
Hopefully the promo pays
You gotta
out on
win
the
that
30
dollar
cents.
fair and square to be able to actually do it.
Imagine you lost, but the promo pays out your 30 cents. So you go
That's actually more punishing than anything else. I mean,
Yeah, well,
Hang
that's
on.
the point. You have to be
you
getting
lose,
punished.
you lose. The
yeah,
account
higher
gets
bankroll.
pays the 30 cents, so the excess becomes 30 cents. So now you only get 10 cents.
You get 10 cents. Yeah. And it's not allowed to be. I think that's a good rule. No multis on the excess.
Yeah. So Marcus, you're fucked if you lose
Yeah.
this week.
Because like it's to punish you for busting your bankroll.
It's We're trying to. You're too degenerate for this podcast.
So if you get your $13 back, you got to bet it normally, and then if you manage to win $3, then you can put on another multi.
Yeah, if you dip into the excess, you're too degenerate for the podcast, and therefore need to be punished.
Okay, all right, sounds good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
All right, anything else?
No,
No,
that about
I think
covers
if we
it.
all agree to that, I think that's the rule sorted.
It's an exciting
We're
round.
champions.
We can see Master Chef with Marcus here.
Correct.
You seem to have put a lot of effort into the preparation of that.
I have.
How do you think the judges would give you a score on it?
By the look of it, I'm going
Need
to say
dramatic
a
music.
9.
A 9?
And this is how I serve it.
If I'd seen more Master Chef, I could probably come up with some random shit right now, but I'm not going to watch some shitty cooking show.
Fair enough.
I don't think any of us do.
Yeah, not for me.
Sometimes I nearly cry when someone doesn't make a good enough meal for no one to eat anyway. It's just heartbreaking. They've thrown away their
Well,
dreams
that's
to
just
overcook
you.
a steak when it was medium, not medium rare by 1 degree. And our guest judge expert tells them off. Tells them they're a failure. It's heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I reckon next time, supermarket, we're going to have to get a tip from them on who's going to win MasterChef.
All right, we'll do. Sounds good.
And then run over an AFL player, please.
Yes.
Especially if we're going live, we can do it live, so the audience gets to get the hot tip too.
The salt live on the podcast.
It's a winning strategy. That's how he'll get his $13 back up. $13.33. It'll be up to like $15.
Yeah, sounds good. Rightio.
Until next time.
Until next time.
Another choice, before we wrap it up, another choice is if you bust, you're allowed to redeposit, right? You're allowed to redeposit, but it means you still only get a third of everything. So you just, like, it's costing you money to redeposit.
No, I think we come to that later on. I think that for now, we do the third of the excess. And then maybe if the excess gets busted, that's the case.
Yeah.
I think borrowing from the guest bankroll is good because...
Yeah. And if that gets fucked, then we go to the point where you can rebuy at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing
cover.
about the rebuying is it's costing you. So like say you put another $100 in, it's costing you equity because we don't have to redeposit and we get a third of it straight away.
Yeah, but this broke degenerate motherfucker can't afford it. So we need to somewhat gamble responsibly on this irresponsible gambling podcast. So
there is to be no responsible gambling. Marcus can give us equity. He's going to be a degen and cost us money. You can redeposit $5 and bet it. But yeah, I think, okay, so we'll do that if all the other avenues are exhausted.
Yeah, that's got to be the way to go. Because otherwise, yeah, we can't get to a point where there's no money to bet. It's got to be, yeah. And then like Marcus can put in $5 and he can swing for the fences on 5 random multis. And maybe he gets himself back up and does it, or maybe he just threw away $5. Does it again the next week, which is most likely.
All right, so we'll just do a third of the excess.
Yeah, but I think, the positive for us is there's a chance that if he kept doing that, law of averages that at some point, one of those degenerate multis would actually get up. Possibly. I mean,
Maybe.
could Marcus
Probably
go the
not.
whole season without getting a fucking winning bet?
Yes. Absolutely.
It's going to make it exciting.
All right, well, I think we got it all sorted then.
Yep.
All right.
Agreed.
Until next time, go the
Until
fucking
next week.
Tigers.
Happy degen hunting.
Yes, happy degen punting, and don't forget, always listen to the checkout person at the supermarket if you want a hot tip.
All in.
And and if your friends go all in, you go all in.
That's a perfect way to sign off. Just all in.